It is what it is.
And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. 2 more days. Actually, no, if you count today, I guess it's 3 more days of work. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday suck. I work all day and night. Well, not all night. I'm just saying. Anyway, Fernando Rivera Jr. here, your friendly neighborhood conservative ex-con with the common sense and random shit show. Because you already know it is what it is. I say that every day. I know. I had a show before this one, kind of titled the same, but it is what it is. But it just is. Just saying. Yeah. Another stupid week. No, really. It has been. Pretty much every day. But yeah, there's stuff. The channel I watch, check them out. There's 2 videos here that they posted yesterday. It is what it is. Just saying. Yeah.
Does anybody have any idea how much the revolution is going to cost? No? Well, if 1 million people were to strike, which, hold on, on the General Strike US website, it says we need over 10 million. So 1 million is just a little less than 10% of that. You heard that. 10% of the people they're asking for, but we'll still use 1 million just for the in the back. With the average monthly rent in the US being $1,600 a month, the average cost of food and utilities being $600 a month, and give or take like $200 for essentials, transportation, and childcare. Again, for 1 million people, you would need about $2 billion a month. Not to mention strike pay, which is $500 a week. $100 a day. And if you had to live off that, you know that's not exactly rolling in it. So another $2 billion. Come to think of it, that doesn't include legal fees like bail funds and fines, because that could rack up another $200 million a month easy. Because the fact is, we're going to need $1 billion or more to fund a real strike. Y'all start foaming at the mouth like, nobody should be a billionaire, it's unethical, and it's wealth hoarding, blah, blah, blah. But what you're not hearing is, we still need over $1 billion dollars. Do you think food, rent, legal fees, strike pay, protest logistics, mutual aid, bail, organizing supplies, all that shit is going to run on vibes? Oh no. It's going to run on TikTok comments and likes. We're talking over $2 billion a month just to keep people fed and housed during a mass strike. And remember, that's 10% of the people they're asking for. Closer to $3-4 billion when you add in bail fines and other support. So whether you like billionaires or not, we're going to have to start talking on $1 billion scale if we're serious about liberation. If you're so anti-billionaire that you're not even willing to touch a conversation about what it takes to fund a real revolution, you're not ready. You're in the f***ing way. The longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get home.
I'm walking out of the women's locker room. I use the women's locker room when I go to the gym, obviously. And this, woman just looks at me as I'm walking out, and she gives me, a really dirty look, so I, give her a dirty look back. I'm literally, because I was just, I've gotten to a point in my transness that I, kind of don't take, disrespect from other people, from other women. And then the manager is hovering over me, and she's standing there for a second. I'm like, oh my God, what is she about to say? And she looks at me and she's like, women have been complaining that you've been using that there's been a male in the female locker room. And I was literally damn, I literally do nothing and this happens. And I feel like cis women don't understand that I can't go into the men's room because I am not seen as a man in there. They will try to do things to me, either sexually or aggressively, and that's just the reality. So I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah. Because all men's bathrooms are full of perverts who want to screw everything when we're in the bathroom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll go in the bathroom. That's why I lost my virginity. Insanity! It is what it is. Just saying. Anyway, Laura Ingraham. I love watching her once in a while. Sometimes but she couldn't have said it better in her monologue last night, and then we'll go into some other crazy shit. But yeah, check out Laura. If you haven't watched her before, she's actually really good. But this hit it on the nail, on the head.
Dems' death spiral. That's the focus of tonight's angle. All right, the speculation is over about what Democrats in 2025 want. I know you've been wondering. I got it. They want more criminals and illegal aliens in our cities. And listen closely. They want President Trump dead.
When I came back in the office, I was shocked to learn that this weekend, the biggest story was frenzied social media rumors speculating whether Donald Trump had died. For the record,
I hate these people and the audience. I don't know.
For the record, Donald Trump is very much alive, okay? And no, we like our presidents alive.
Here's the thing. Donald Trump will never die. Forget it. He's like Dracula. He's going to keep sucking the life out of us forever.
Ah, a couple of sweethearts. And just like Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who just a year ago, liberals insisted to us was Mr. Midwest nice.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
Now, he might as well be a comedian because he's not a serious person. But they're all seriously sick. The same people who helped cover up Biden's blatant decline are suddenly concerned about the president who works 18-hour days.
His father, I believe, died out of the complications of Alzheimer's. He's showing clear signs that he isn't well. His face looks like it's coming apart. He's got all these bruises all over his hands.
We may never know why Donald Trump suddenly spent a week hiding entirely from the American public. But you don't actually need baseless online conspiracies to explain why he might not want to show his face in public right now. I mean, for starters, there's the polling, and boy, is it brutal.
Yeah, you know what's really brutal, Jen? Video archives.
I never saw that person, not a single time, and I was in the Oval Office every day, that was on that debate stage. I'm not a doctor. Aging happens quite quickly. Cover-up is a very loaded term. It's a bit of a dangerous term.
Well, their years-long denial about Biden and current wishful thinking about Trump's health proves our point. Democrats are in a total tailspin. Now, take it from a longtime columnist for the New York Times, one of their top reporters for decades, a proud liberal. And he thinks right now Trump is running circles around the Democrat Party. Thomas Edsall writing, President Trump is winning. Universities retreat under pressure. Law firms submit to extortion. Scientific and medical research funding has been decimated. Federal employees face ideological purges. Tariffs are imposed as political weapons. The military has become a domestic police force, and the administration is demanding that cultural institutions mute or even eliminate criticism of the worst aspects of America's past. The president targets each constituency in isolation, leaving all divided and vulnerable. Now, obviously total hyperbole, but it kept getting better and better. I was smiling all morning long. So if someone like Edsall is bemoaning Trump's wrecking ball presidency, well, you know Trump's on the right track. He's moving on multiple fronts simultaneously to undo the mess that Biden created. And Edsall, he goes on in this piece to warn that the disunity of the opposition is giving Trump an open lane. He says that, Trump is wreaking havoc, irreparable havoc. And, it's 3.5 more years at a minimum to continue his wrecking ball presidency? And he goes on to talk about the disunity of the opposition. Well, that, my friends, is something to behold. But actually, I got to say, it's not fair just for Edsall to say there's disunity in the opposition, because Democrats are united. but not in finding solutions to big problems. They're united in anger and resentment. And I'm telling you, this anger and resentment has totally overwhelmed their common sense. They're so lost that there isn't one Democrat in leadership who will stand up tonight and say, no, we don't want a socialist takeover of New York City. And they're even afraid of a 33-year-old privileged neophyte like Zohran Mamdani. And they're so tied in with the pro-trans agenda that after that Minnesota school shooting and everything we learned about the shooter, they won't even ask the obvious questions about how aggressive gender reassignment propaganda is affecting American kids. So all of this turns off regular Americans. But after J.D. Vance visited with families today in Minnesota, in Minneapolis at that Annunciation School, he showed us all why Trump and he won, and won big in November.
I have never had a day that will stay with me like this day did, because I really felt like these parents, in the midst of the worst grief of their entire lives, they opened up their lives and they opened up their hearts and they made me part of it.
The desperation of today's piece in the New York Times is consistent with the panic that we see almost every day on the left. Now, I want to be clear here. They're not afraid that Trump's going to declare martial law or suspend elections. Oh, come on. That's all a smokescreen. It's so stupid. They're afraid, though, that people and Trump together, the people, the voters, are too strong for the left. And they're right. Because we live in a republic, and in a republic, when one party goes crazy and devotes itself to unpopular positions like open borders and the trans agenda, well, that party loses power. So if the Democrats want to come back, they need to spend less time complaining about Trump or wishing he was dead and more time looking in the mirror. And that's the angle.
Yep. TDS. Two genders. Just saying. That's everything turns into that explanation. Hitler, democracy. Wah, wah. Too much energy. Yeah. But this is why we make fun of them. Because the shit, their reactions, posting videos, thinking they're geniuses by, I'm going to let the world know this is how I feel. And post a video and then give us shit to talk about. At the same time, headlines, because obviously, let's be real, media, especially the acronyms, as I always say, but the media, like New York Times and Washington Journal, is it? Whatever it may be, and all over the nation, posting the articles that they post and reporting on shit and ridiculosity, always, every day. They put it on there and very informative at the same time. It's crazy. Because it is what it is.
I've become friends with school shooters.
showing the central bank on my bingo card this summer. If he wants to tank the dollar and figure out a way to do it as fast as possible, then jeopardizing and eliminating the independence of the central bank, which is who is the backbone of our nation's economy, is the way to do it. We already have a fragile economy. We already see the tariffs that he's been imposing dramatically increasing prices. The impact on our buying power and the impact on our economy when it comes to our purchasing power is going to be dramatically impacted.
Personal income is up 0.8%. That is almost triple the expectations. When you look at income for the first 4 months of the year, they're powerful numbers. Up 0.6 in January, up 0.7 in February, up 0.5% last month, up 0.8 this month. This is a great 4-month start to any year.
We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Damn!
No, it's Pocahontas.
The impact on our buying power is going to be dramatically impacted.
Bruh. Just saying. It is what it is. It's almost like an old school wrestler, remember? Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Always flexing and characters. Oh, they were always characters back then. Yeah, I guess they are now still, but whatever. I lost interest in wrestling a long time ago, especially when I found out it wasn't real, even though these guys are athletic as shit. Just saying. It is what it is. Yeah. Me on the left. Because it's easy. Ooh.
How dare you! You have stolen my dreams, my childhood, with your empty words. How dare you!
We can actually solve crime in the city of Chicago with my plan.
We will never be able to end gun violence in Chicago.
I am being hated on so much for simply changing sides. And I'm done. I'm so tired of my old fan base. I don't give a fuck about your identity politics. I voted for Trump, and I hate fat people.
How unsafe I felt living in London. And I lived in West London Zone 1, which was like about as nice as it gets. You have to constantly live in fear and with the expectation that something bad is going to happen. And it's always at the hands of migrants. And so much of it goes unreported.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
That's racist. I don't think they all look alike. That's like saying all Puerto Ricans look alike. No, we don't. That's a fact. But still, it's kind of funny though when people say that. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, found this video this morning. It's one of those parodies. It's what is it? The most whatever person in the world, and this was posted yesterday. And it's about Kamala. Finally, it's obviously idiotic, but it's funny as shit. Check it out.
She can say one sentence 6 different ways and still say nothing. She's unburdened by what has been, mostly because she never explained what it was in the first place. She laughs before she answers a question, and sometimes that's the whole answer. She starts by saying, "Let me be clear," and then isn't, and somehow circles back to, "Let me be clear." She says moving forward so often, her podium is on wheels. She talks about the significance of the passage of time, so long you actually feel it passing. She once defined time by saying it's the thing that passes over time. Her teleprompter doesn't scroll, it just loops the same line until everyone forgets the question. She once gave a speech about the importance of speeches. She once said holistically so many times in one speech the audience reached enlightenment. Her laugh comes out at the exact moment everyone else stops laughing. She preaches that it's time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. She once explained water for 12 minutes straight. She once explained school buses to a room full of bus drivers, and the only thing they understood is that they are big and yellow. She leaves people more confused than before she started talking. Her speeches are so repetitive. After she's done with a campaign, every parrot in town can recite them. She can redefine a word 6 times before anyone realizes she never defined it. She only answers pre-scripted questions, and if someone dares to ask a real question, she starts laughing until someone comes and saves her. Her press conferences end with reporters forgetting what they even asked. She once explained democracy as the thing we do when we do democracy. When she runs out of things to say, she'll talk about how she just fell out of a coconut tree. She laughs the hardest right after saying the least. She is the most word salad woman in the world.
Come on. That was the shit. That shit needs to get shared, viewed, posted, reshared, liked everywhere. Why? Because I always say, it is what it is. Yes, I have that much energy. It's early as shit. You need to understand, I get up at 3. Be at one of my jobs at 3:30. Whether there's something to do or not, I always find something to do. Then I leave almost 5:45-ish. Then I come to this job. Now, I don't work now. I work tonight, actually. Tuesday and Thursdays only. Evenings, Italian restaurant, fancy Italian restaurant. And while I'm here, I finish off what I started last night for today's show. So, if you guys want to help, support the channel, help buy me a coffee so I can keep doing this shit as energetic as I am. Fast. Support link will be in the description. Please like, share, follow. On our tree, PC book, the conservative ex-con or Common Sense and Random Shit Show. YouTube ScrewTube, the Common Sense and Random Poop Show. I couldn't put shit. And Rumble, the conservative ex-con, is up there. See that guy up there? That's me. The little logo thingy. That's me. Yeah. Picture right 2 years ago. Actually, it was last year because I've been doing this a year. Imagine that, and I'm still not. So I ain't even get 100 followers yet. So please help. Please subscribe. Please share. Please like. Yes, I'm groveling. Because it is. It is. Yeah. She was funny. Just saying. And of course, those of us with common sense, we saw all this shit. I mean, I was like, is America that pathetic, especially the Democrats, that this is who's running for president? Yeah. They are pathetic. Because it is what it is. But anyway, cancel culture. I remember when this shit first started, when they were canceling left and right, the dumbest shit that they could cancel. I've said before, Aunt Jemima, I have a bottle. My wife wanted to save it when they started all the bullshit and we heard the rumors. I still have a Cleveland Indian shirt. I don't have Uncle Ben, but one of my coworkers got fired recently, but he has some Uncle Ben stuff. And Land O'Lakes, is that what that is? I think so. You'll see. Babylon B. They just posted this video yesterday. Had to share this everywhere, because it is so ridiculous what they were doing, and it's still happening. My TikTok video was stricken down, and I got a second strike. So TikTok, there you go. I am gonna post a video, my last video, on there, telling them to go F themselves, because it is what it is, and I ain't dealing with them no more. With the bullshit. This video is everywhere else, but yet, because of community guidelines that they choose, they struck it down. TikTok. It is what it is. Check this out. This is funny as shit.
Thank you
Just
for
saying.
attending this meeting of canceled mascots. I'd like to welcome our first white member.
Howdy.
So they're not just canceling minority mascots anymore?
They're coming for all of us.
Since you're new, tell us your story.
Well, I was just minding my business, sitting next to a barrel looking folksy, and this white lady...
Yep, always a white lady.
A white lady said I'm racist. I mean, how? How?
So as I was telling y'all, this white lady says I'm just not connecting with the younger folk these days.
It's those millennials. They ruin everything.
Millennials are in their 40s now. I think the problem is Gen Z.
It's young people. They don't have respect for tradition.
What we like to remind ourselves here is just because certain people turned against us does not mean we're bad mascots. We are beloved.
I'll try to remember that.
So what's in the barrel? Is it crackers?
A barrel would be an odd container for crackers.
So, are you the cracker?
Excuse me?
Then what is in there? Is it pickles?
It's just a barrel. I wouldn't worry about it.
Is it fish? Do you have fish in a barrel?
Is it cheese?
It's not rice, is it? Rice is my thing.
Can we move on?
I think that's a good idea. Now, for our next order of business...
What is in that barrel?
Hey, I want you to know two things. One, I'm just a folksy guy who wants to help sell Southern-style cooking. Two, if you keep asking about the barrel, it's going to be the biggest regret of your life.
Did that barrel just move?
What? Oh, that's just dandy. The public has demanded me back. So long, losers. It's time for me and my barrel to go back to imprisoning the souls of the innocent.
That's nice. Maybe there's hope for all of us.
Gotta admit, I've seen some work, Babylon Bee's work. That right there was freaking awesome. You know, I would, not lately, because they're no longer the Indians, but you know, after, what was it, Major League with Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes, I was actually a huge Cleveland Indians fan. You know, the year they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's how much of a fan I am. Poop my face for that one. World Series. They played the Florida Marlins, I believe it was, a long time ago. Yes, I was in prison during that game. So, you know, ex-convict, conservative ex-con. And I watched the game. Yes, we allow TVs. We have to buy them. They're like $300 for a little 12-inch third TV. But, you know, they made their money. But I almost lost my mind when they lost. They should have won that. They had an all-star team. But it's whatever. They're no longer the Indians. It is what it is. Tomorrow, politics put aside. Are you into zombies? The undead? Los muertos? Well, there's a couple of shows that kind of flew under the weather I want to talk about. Two, I believe. Not Z Nation. That show sucked. Walking Dead? After they killed Glenn, it sucked. Rick turned into a pussy. Anyway, sorry. Sorry for swearing. But then I caught up and shit. It was okay. Not into the spinoffs. Not The Last of Us. It's not really zombies, technically. Zombie-ish. But, you know, second year was too woke, so F them. But other stuff that all my co-workers, never heard of. Under the radar. And then one or two that weren't. That I think were really good. So tomorrow, no politics. Zombie Day, Friday. For you to watch for the weekend. My wife and I have some stuff to watch, and one of those will be one of those movies we haven't seen in a while. Actually, the main actor is actually a really good actor, well known. He was in a bunch of Marvel movies. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So, like, share, subscribe, hate, whatever. It is what it is and was and always will be. No fate but what we make. Just saying. Anyway, love you guys. Stay true to the red. Did I already say that? I feel like I'm rewinding it. Yeah, I got issues. All right, guys. Ladies! Yeah, I got to do it every day. Just saying.